record at any moment, right? It's also made that way so they can turn it on at any moment and turn it all the way up and make fun of your whack beat. So it's a purposeful design to clown cats. You know, because you go through some whack. Well, I don't, but most cats go through some whackness before they get to what they want, right? And it's that point where it's funny. And so I'm on this drum machine. So I get on them, I put on the headphones. You know, I didn't make no beats, right? I didn't even bring sounds. Had a stack of records. I was going to make drums and shit. So Butter had this drum machine loaded up. Shout out to Bud. That's my dog. He was like, oh man, you can use this shit in there. I was like, Butter, I don't want to use your drums. These your drums, man. You know, you worked on these, bro. See, our kits were us. So he was like, nah, bro, go ahead, man. Use whatever you want. I said, Bud, if I use these drums, you will never be able to use them again. I'm trying to tell you. And he's like, man, he laughed. Ha ha. You know what I mean? He scoffed. That's what that is when they scoff at you. So I said, okay, cool. So I found a dope ass snare. I was like, ooh, I tricked a little bit. And I had this loop, but I couldn't loop it. It was off beat. And I kept on fucking, So I sat down that day, put them headphones on, and I came up with a beat, right? I was like, oh, then I got that loop. I said, oh, I got to play this loop and make it start here. So then I got it flipped, right? And so I'm sitting there listening to it like, I'm going like this, like, okay, I'm going to put this bass line in real quick. And I'm just doing this. So Dre look up. They got some other music going, right? And he look at me and he see me going like this. He said, what glove cooking? And he turned that shit all the way up. Woof. And them niggas turned up phone tap. When that shit came on, so the way it was set up, we was upstairs in the SSL room. Let me back it up. We went to Miami to do this thing because the East Coast, West Coast thing had just got to a hill. Biggie had just got killed. Nobody was coming here. We wasn't going to New York. So we all did a mob meeting in Miami for 2 weeks. We found a studio with an SSL for us on the first floor, second floor, and a Neve for them on the first floor. So Nas and them was friends with the track masters. They was always kind of hung, LES. So they was in the studio downstairs. They was doing Desperado, actually. That nigga said, what glove hooking up? He turned that shit up. Bro, they came flying in the door. I saw papers get torn off of them pads, and they sat down at the front with some pens. It was like, what is this? And then I said, bro, you know how people talk on the phone and they never do just a little part, because it was always just a little part. It would come in as an answer. I said, y'all got these voices that's dope. So we should make them like the phone, the whole record. Like y'all gotta be somewhere, you in another country or something. Y'all can only talk on the phone. That's the reason. So that's why we call it phone tap. And